Peggy 12.
I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it. Do it better than anybody you ever seen. Do it, screams from the haters, got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his theme music.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Gemini Berserker back with a new video. As you may have seen from the first few seconds or first minute of the video, I'm going to be doing an analytical response and reaction to the new confirmed Naruto to Boruto game, which is confirmed, which would be the next upcoming Naruto title in the games. Now, what I really want to talk about, or mainly focus on about this, is, alright, cool, we're getting a new game outside of the Storm series, and I do not believe that CyberConnect is really going to have a lot to do with it. I didn't get a full chance to honestly analyze the entire thing, but I did get a good view of it. So what I'm going to be doing here is breaking down what could possibly be happening in this, what are the possibilities of it, and what will be the future for the Naruto games. Now, first off, I love how we are getting a basically brand spanking new game that is not part of the Storm series. It's an entirely new thing. It's original in its own sense, due to the fact that it's not, like I said, a Storm series. It's not an Ultimate Ninja series. It's not a Hero series. It's not Uzumaki Chronicles. None of that. It's entirely new being, and that's what I love to see out of games, especially like this, that have a pretty long shelf life as far as a run in time. And as you may have known, Naruto has been a game. The Naruto series has been a game for quite some time. And, you know, it's good to see something new. When we first got Ultimate Ninja, that was amazing. And then when we got Storm, the Storm series kind of took it to that next level of where it would been at. And then when we got online, that just escalated to a whole new level. Now, as far as this game goes, I'm not sure how they're going to start it. It says Naruto to Boruto, so I'm assuming that it's only going to presume or start off at the beginning or mid to end of Shippuden up to the Boruto series. And I'm not sure if you guys have seen the first episode of the Boruto episodes, but it's getting pretty good, I would have to say, and we already pretty much knew or know what's gonna happen in those upcoming episodes if you haven't seen the movie, or if you haven't been up on just, you know, manga and stuff like that. Now, as far as where this game could go, now, as you may have seen from the trailer, that we will have a 4v4 team battle, which is, honestly, it's hilarious, because me and Cosmic have been probably talking about that for a long time, how cool it would be if we had like a tag team system where you could kind of, like, let's just say in Storm 4, if that was implemented, how you can battle with a teammate and like switch them in at like a leisurely time, like how you can with your characters, and change leader. And that was kind of what we were talking about. And this kind of, it's not exactly that concept, but I like the premise behind it, explaining that we can have a 4v4 battle. Now, the only problem I see with this is there is going to be a lot of jumping in this game unless you get people who are going to be straight up and fight like one-on-ones. As you saw from the trailer, people are fighting one-on-one. You can run on the walls, which we were missing for a long time and what people really wanted back in the Storm series, but never really got it back. So we're getting that back in this new Road to Boruto game, which is honestly pretty damn cool, I think, to me. And I just hope you guys think it's cool, because now you get to finally actually, it's a new combat system. I want to mention it's a new combat system, so I don't know if it's going to be the circle base or if there's actually going to be combo based system in this one. Now, as you may have known from any other Naruto game, there really hasn't been much of a combo based system, which hasn't really made it such a high octane fighting game such as Tekken, Street Fighter, or Mortal Kombat, where there are combos and you can chain them. Now, don't get me wrong, this game is one of finesse, and I am not one to say, but I lack finesse in a lighter sense, and it's just cool to say. It's just cool to see that the company is really putting their foot in this, and they're putting their foot in this one. As far as the graphics go, I'm not too concerned about graphics at this point. I'm going to worry about that later down the line when if they do a beta or when they do demos and stuff like that. I'll worry about it then. But for right now, I'm more so worried about that core gameplay. Now, what I mean by that is, yes, this is going to be entirely new mechanics. So it's kind of going to be like how can I put it? There's really no other games that there's not many games that switch mechanics up until a certain point. But as you guys get what I'm saying, there's going to be a mechanic shift in this game aside from the Storm series, where your main primary attack was just your circle or B button. That was your main concern. That was your main primary of offense. You do have defense, and what I do like about this is that I do think there's going to be team-based specials such as in Storm. So I believe there will be a team special. There's probably going to be a meter. There's probably going to be some type of gauge, and I'm not sure how they're going to do it. But my speculation is that they're probably going to try and stick to something new while also sticking to something people will remember or get used to really quickly. And with that being said, it's probably going to be on a Ultimate Ninja basis, where the way you did your ninjutsu was like a down circle or down square type deal, where it was an input command instead of you just pressing triangle, circle, or YB on your controller for the Storm. So I would like to see more of a dedicated combat system, and I believe that's what we're getting, because a lot of people complain, oh, you're just mashing circle, or speed is not really skill, or anything. And now you can't really say that anymore, because if they change the combat system to where it requires you to use high technical button commands, then no one can really sit there and be like, oh, well, you're garbage anyhow. And I do feel like it's going to get to a certain point. I heard from Afro Senju, because I got the idea of making this video from him, and I felt, and it was funny because I was talking to Breeze the other night. He was like, hey, how do you feel about the new Naruto game? I was like, I don't know, I'll probably do a video on it, and here I am. So based on that alone, I feel like this could be it's getting to a new era stage. Let me say that we're getting into the new era, because let's face it, Storm isn't a next gen title alone. If you remember, Storm 1 was on the PS3, like one of the first PS3 launch titles that came out, and it was the first Naruto game that we got since Ultimate Ninja 5, I believe, which was actually region locked to Japan, but in the US we only had up to Ultimate Ninja 4, which started Shippuden basically. And I actually remember getting that on my PS2 and everything. So I do feel a lot of nostalgia when I'm talking about this, because Naruto is probably one of my favorite games, and possibly one of the only few games that I'm actually quite good at, aside from other games that I don't know off the top of my head, probably some shooters or whatever. But I can say that Storm is not the predecessor for next gen, and what I mean for that, Storm 4 is the first game we got on Xbox One and PS4. This is the first Storm game that we ever gotten on that, and it's not so much a staple title in its own sense, because if for all intents and purposes they were actually going to release this version of the game onto the PS3 and 360 at the time, but due to the graphics, the PS3 and Xbox 360 couldn't handle it, so they only made it for the next gens. Now this is where I get to my secondary point of how we can assume, or not very much assume, very much get the present idea that this is its own title and it's the next step in the Naruto series as far as games. And I do feel like this is going to be a massive thing, even though I've heard if it's just going to be for fun, there's the competitive scene for it is probably going to grow instantly, just how it did for Storm 4. And as we know, the Storm 4 community is really jacked up, or it was jacked up, and it's slightly less jacked up now. But it's all going to depend on everybody watching this video. It's going to depend on everybody, not just the Narutubers, not just the casuals, not just people like me who are making like slight videos on this type of stuff. It's not just up to us, it's up to everybody who just enjoys the game. And I have a few people who feel the same way. About that. And it's just that we as a community have to not only take responsibility, but also be accountable for the actions of each other, in a sense. So when I say this, I mean this as close and dear as possible, as honest as possible, that this new game is the start of something brand new. There's nothing to gripe at. I mean, sure, you can probably say, oh well, 4v4, that's not going to give anyone a real edge in competition if someone's always getting jumped. Well, yeah, of course, it's just like any other game with multiple people fighting at once. It's like anything with MOBAs. You got MOBAs, you have like games like Smash or J-Stars, or you have all these type games where multiple people are fighting at once. And yes, you are going to get jumped. That's just the territory of it. So yes, you are going to have those people who say, hey, you're going to get to those games like For Honor. You know how many times I've been jumped in For Honor? Countless times. And it's one of those things where, yeah, you have to accept it, because that's what comes with this territory. And you have to realize that not only do we have to be respectful and just we have to I don't want to say this. We as the community have to how do I want to say this? We as the community have to kind of be the best we can. So like if you go fight against someone who's, let's just say if me and let's just say me and the rest of Struggle Games, let's just say of the rest of us, so me, Breeze, Cosmic, Astro, a few other people, Black Jacket, B-Man, my homie Keon. I won't leave all the links in the description, only because this video is short on time at the moment. So all of us, let's just say we all get it, and we all do a 4v4, and we have 8 people. More than likely, no one's gonna be like, oh, such and such, let them get a one-on-one. Because honestly, it's just gonna come down. Because honestly, it's only gonna work one of two ways. Either you're going to be a god and get that one-on-one, and it's gonna be a fair and even fight if each 3 people are down. And then it's also gonna come down to that 4v1 or that 3v1 or that 2v1, and that person is either getting jumped or they're absolutely taking on all challengers at once and not backing down. And this brings me to my final point of how this game should turn out. Now, I think the game has very high possibility for success. Like, I think this game is probably the pinnacle of what this next gen needs as a Naruto game, because face it, the Storm community is very toxic, it's very jacked up at the moment, and we have to accept that. Do I stop ever playing just because somebody messages me talking about, oh, you're such a tryhard, or you're such a fag, or something like that? No, I keep playing. I'm gonna keep making videos. I'm gonna keep playing. I'm gonna keep getting my rank up. No one's ever really gonna tell me otherwise. And even then, I'm just like, hey, you can be mad all you want. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And a lot of other people feel that same way. So with that being said, the Storm and just the Naruto game community is a very passionate one at that. You meet various people. Like, in my school, I had no idea so many people played Naruto that it made my mind boggle. I at least knew, probably out of my freshman year, I probably met at least like 15 people that played Storm just because we started a video game club where we just we got up, we came up there every day into our library, set up a PlayStation or a 360, and we all just went at it. We set up tournaments, we make like little side bets on who's gonna win or who, just be like, oh, we didn't bet any money. It was just like kind of for bragging rights, but it was just, that's what brought us together. That game, that strife to be better than that dude sitting next to you. Like, because honestly, to be honest, I've met quite a few people. I've made quite a few friends. I've met at least like probably 10 other people who are very strongly passionate outside of my personal group. I have probably met several more people who enjoy this game for what it is. And yes, is it broken at times? Hell yeah. And the same thing for this Naruto the Boruto project. It's going to be broken at first, but then Bandai is going to have to crack down on it because this is going to be their first ever solo this is going to be their first ever solo next gen game for Naruto. So they're going to have to do this just the same way for Xenoverse was. Xenoverse 1 wasn't even a next gen thing. It was mainly designed for the PS3 and it progressed into the 4. Now Xenoverse 2 is where it had got its staple as the next gen Dragon Ball game. And that's where it kind of got its saturation from. Now, do I like Xenoverse? Personally, I'm not a big Xenoverse fan, but I am a Dragon Ball game fan, and I love it, like, to death. But I will say this, these are going to be my final thoughts. I do feel like the game is going to do spectacular. I think it is. I even think that even at first, it may seem a bit dumb that you can, and this game is missing a lot of things that a few games had before, such as the on-wall, the new system that I feel like they should use is a combo-based system and not just a singular button system. And I also feel like this is going to open up a lot of doors for the competitive scene. Now, you're going to have people getting teams together, you're going to have people coordinating attack patterns, you're going to have people doing team jutsus with each other, and it's just going to be crazy, because now you're going to have a collective group of people getting together for a new game who are like, yo, let's do this. This is going to be awesome. Like, this game is probably going to be the best game that we've had in a long time out of Bandai. And not to say that's a bad thing. I'm saying that in the sense that Bandai makes pretty good games, such as Tekken, Soul Calibur, Dragon Ball, and most of the anime games they have a license on because they're the best at doing it. And I will say that. Most companies don't do anime games justice. And I will say this. I'm not sure if CyberConnect is going to have any parts in this new Naruto game. Like I said, I didn't really get a good lot of time to analyze it because I did want to make this video just based on what I've seen and just first impressions. And I feel like this game could be the next big thing for us. So, as always, let me know what you guys think about this new game. I'll go check out the trailer. It's called Naruto the Boruto Shinobi Striker. So go check it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, or message or tweet me at Berserker_Gemini is gonna have the picture of Rock Lee holding up his mixtape. So that's gonna be the real me. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know on Twitter. I will answer any questions related to this or any Storm related or Naruto related questions. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like, a comment, like I said, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, because every time I post a video or I'm doing news or something, I'll start doing like weekly news things. Especially as this comes closer and closer to be coming out, I'll try and stay on my P's and Q's as much as possible with this, because I do want to kind of stay updated. I want to know as much as possible about this game. So as always, let me know your final thoughts. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Go check out all those people I mentioned earlier. They're really cool and really funny. And, you know, future videos such as Storm, God of War is going to still be a thing. I don't know how I feel about Overwatch right now. I do play Overwatch, so I don't know if I'll probably do a video on that. But as always, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, guys. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.